It's always interesting to me to shift into forbidden feminine, to shift from forbidden feminine into forbidden masculine. And it's like we have 200 people on a live when we talk about forbidden feminine, and then we have 40 here on a live when we talk about forbidden masculine. However, we get probably, potentially, the most requests to do more around masculine, at least right now. I wouldn't say overall, but at least right now, we're probably getting the most amount of requests to create a program around the masculine archetypes, to do something that kind of opens the door to working with more of the masculine, or weaving the masculine more in with the feminine, or more sacred union, or more like divine union, sacred sexuality, whether that be within self or that be external out in our world. So I find it interesting and just very curious. And I think there's a part, and obviously we're like predominantly a space of women. There's some men definitely in our space too. So huge shout out to you guys. I don't know if you're here live or if you're here on the replay, but huge shout out to you guys. Like, heck yeah, for being here in the space with us. But I think for a lot of women, there's this not necessarily understanding the gifts that it will give, what it will do for us, for our relationships, for our love, for our careers, for just who we are in the world, how we are in the world, our soul's expression. Not necessarily understanding what working in divine masculine energy will do for us, like how big it is. It's pretty evident for a lot of us who are kind of primarily identified with the feminine, or who are really interested in like feminine reclamation. It's more in our faces. It's more evident. It's more apparent. And it's just more, I don't know, like there's just more buzz around it. There's more excitement around like, yeah, reclaim the feminine. And it's a little bit less obvious, a little bit less talked about, a little bit less in our faces, a little bit less apparent. The benefits of going into a topic like the forbidden masculine for women or for men. Like, why? And that's what I want to start today with, is why go into forbidden masculine? Why? Like, come on, Sabrina, we are living in a world that caters to the masculine. I don't think that's true, by the way, but I think maybe it was true at one point. But just really feeling into, we'll kind of step into that in a minute, but I want to kind of preface a couple of things. I feel like I need to do a couple of disclaimers at the start, maybe of all of our episodes going forward, but this one, definitely a couple of like warning labels to put on this one. But then we'll dive into like why. I really want to share with you what I see happening for women when we work with masculine, when we work on that relationship between our own inner masculine and our own inner feminine. What happens when we work on like, what is our judgment of masculine energy? What masculine energy can we not trust? What masculine energy do we have that judgment piece around? Do we limit? Where do we emasculate the masculine? I know, you might want to shut this off right now. I have a good feeling, so here we're gonna get into disclaimers. I have a good feeling that this could be a very triggery episode. And I think all of our episodes are rather triggery. I just think that's the nature of who we are and of who I am and of kind of how lots of this comes through, but it's not leaving. Heck yeah. Monique, I'm glad it's gonna be you and me, sister. You and me, we're riding this thing out. But I want to invite all of us to like, let the triggers be a gift. So if something's getting like triggery in your system, don't make it about me. Don't make it about me. We're kind of missing out on the gift of it. Like, just go, wow, like that's pissing me off. Okay, what is it? Where's the rub? What's the rub coming from? So that's one disclaimer. Second disclaimer is I share all of this just from a place of love, and it gets sometimes really fiery and it sometimes gets a bit in your face. And for me, part of that is just to cut through the unconsciousness, is to cut through maybe what we're unable to see. It's the hardest to see ourselves, right? It's so much easier to see another, to hold space for another. It's the hardest to see ourselves. It's like asking a sick mind. I know this is a very weird analogy, and I don't think we all have sick minds, but it's like asking a sick mind to see its sickness. Like, we're asking a sick mind to see the sickness. We're asking an old patterned mind to see the old patterns. We're asking an unconscious mind to see the unconscious. Like, we're asking, and that's wild, and that's tough, and that's hard. And so a lot of what gets woven into today and into all of our episodes, or most of them, most of our conversations, is this kind of way of cutting through that. And so I just invite you to step into this from a place of that radical honesty that we're always talking about. Not that you have to be radically honest with me or share radically honest things in the comments, although if you feel to, please do. It adds to our space always when you're adding or sharing whatever's arising for you. And oftentimes gifts our space if you're live, or gifts others later on if you're leaving comments a little bit later on down the track. But to hold that place of being okay to be like radically honest, and like radical self-acceptance, because it's really hard to be honest with ourselves when we can't accept that in ourselves. And I'm gonna hopefully open the door to see some parts of self that are like messing up our relationships, that are blocking us from moving to places where we feel so deeply met, where we feel so loved and able to give love, where we feel so free, like free in our own expression, free in our love, free in our dance of masculine and feminine, like free. And that's what this is all in an effort to do, and it's totally supported by our ReWilding community. So those of you who are doing like Persephone Online Retreat, who are in Inner Circle, who do mystery schools, who are gonna do the year-long study program with me, you are who sponsors this. Like, we cannot be here and do this without all of your support and all of your participation and everything that you do for us. So just a huge shout out to like every man or woman who has ever done a ReWilding program, online, offline, wherever, however. Just a big shout out to you, because we could not do what we do here on YouTube for free every week if it wasn't for you all. So just like deep gratitude for that, for making this happen. All right, so let's dive into this. Let's start by, we kind of started the Forbidden Feminine episode in a similar fashion. So if you did not watch the Forbidden Feminine episode and you're curious about it, it was the previous episode to this one. I think, Malia, can you let me know, is this episode 110 or is this episode 109? I'm not sure. I want to be able to tell you all specifically what it is, but whatever, we'll figure that out. So we started off, this is 110. All right, awesome. So that was episode 109. This is 110. That feels rather perfect. By a reflective question. And those of you who are here live or even like on the replay, I would love to hear, like, let's just leave comments. The more that we comment in our space, the more that gets added to it, the more juice that's there, the more that will come through, the deeper the conversation that we can go to. And so my question is, when you feel into forbidden masculine in yourself, in society, in another, what comes to mind? So this is going to be unique for all of us. So what I find to be forbidden masculine, like what traits or what characteristics or what archetypes do we feel are forbidden? Like, we just forbid men to be like that wild, like wild man, kind of forbidden, like holy buckets. We start to like tone that down in our little boys at a very young age. Like, it's too much energy. It's too wild. It's too much testosterone, too whatever we say. I'm just giving some examples. So Hillary, I wanna park that one, a recognition of the feminine within. I wanna refer that back over to, I love that woman and I love that we get to have that conversation. So like if we start talking about feminine characteristics, then we need to go back and look at forbidden feminine. So hell yeah. And now we're starting to talk about like how much in a man body, typically, the judgment of expression of feminine essences are. So I want to keep that separate and I want to go just into raw energetics. So raw energetics of masculine essence. But I'm so glad you said that, woman, because we get to clarify. So thank you. Hallelujah. Awesome for saying that. So like think of masculine traits that we just find forbidden. And I saw one that I think is a really great one to start with. Lustful. And you can use a different word for that and just feel into it. And remember, you might get triggered. You might be getting pissed off at me right now and going, but lustful is inappropriate. So catch all of that. I just want us to catch all of that, right? Catch it. Like lustful is inappropriate. Okay? Just catch it. It's not bad. It's just catch it. Intense focus, drive. I was thinking about this one this morning, Raquel, so I love that you brought that up. Like one track mind. We'll talk about this a little bit deeper. And we're going to talk about lustfulness too a little bit deeper and just feeling into that. So do you see how much judgment we have on? It's just like, I want to just read some of these words. Like we're already like harshly judging the masculine. We're already just like going for it. And I'm not going to like point out the comments, but for those of you who are reading the comments who are here live, like you'll start to see like, or you'll feel the judgment in some of these comments. You'll feel, it's not like, it's not as open or as free. And I'm loving it. I'm fucking loving this. I'm telling you all, like this could not be more perfect. So I love what's being shared. It is so hard to go into this. Some of you all know this. The first time I ran a ReWilding for Women's Retreat in America and we brought in the divine masculine, we had to sit for 45 minutes discussing why the fuck we should work with the masculine, why the fuck we should deal with divine masculine. What the hell is the point of it? It's arrogant, it's controlling, it's domineering, it's pervy, it's gross. There's nothing good in it. Like I'm here rewilding for women. Why the hell would I want to even talk about masculine? Why the hell? Well, because we're missing half of ourselves. Like we're missing the gift of it. It's huge what it does, not just for our own cleansing out of the relations, our own relationship to the masculine, what it does for that, but what it does for our feminine. When we have good, healthy relationship to the masculine, what that does to our feminine essence, how that nurtures our feminine essence, how we can soften and relax and we live from a very different place. We don't live from a fear place. We don't live from a hate place. We don't live from all of these grievances in my belly, all of these times that I've been oppressed, I've been beaten up, I've been oppressed, I've been abused, I've been put down, I've been controlled, I've been domineered, we don't live from that place. We don't live, like that's not running the show anymore. Our deep hurts and deep fears and deep wounds and deep pains aren't running the show anymore. And that's a very different state for our feminine to be in. It is a very different state for our feminine to be in. It is a very different state for our whole bodies to be in. It's a very different state to make love from. It's a very different state to be in a partnership from. It's a very different state to raise our babies from, to create in this world from. It's a very different place. So I think that kind of goes into why. Like that kind of explains why we want, why, right? I said, I want to start this off with why. Why on earth Are we talking about forbidden masculine in rewilding for women? Why, when we are a predominantly woman's circle, why are we talking about masculine essence and the forbidden masculine? I feel like now is a way of moving into, feeling into, we're gonna just keep this like man, woman to keep it simple. But of course, we all have masculine in us. We all have feminine in us. Some of us who are in woman bodies are more masculine essenced, right? Some of us who are in man bodies are more feminine essenced. So I also want to preface that. But what I'm going to invite us to do, this is kind of us trying to get past some of the limitations of the mind. It's us trying to get past, all the stuff I talked about at the start. So feeling into a son, if you have a son, or if you have a nephew, feeling into maybe you have a grandson, maybe you have a godson, maybe you have a friend's son, but just like feeling into, or just feeling into like innocent young boy. So if you don't have a nephew that you can relate to, or your own son or grandson, or there's not like a human in your life, that's fine. Feel into like innocent boy, just a boy. And just let him be whatever age he kind of shows up as, whatever age, but the innocence, before this society has grabbed a hold of him, before family patterns have like deeply set in, right? Before he's started watching television and been completely programmed by this and that, and before he started reading things, just innocent masculine, like innocent boy, just feeling into innocent boy. And I kind of just want to start from this place, because I think we forget that, or we don't honor that, or we don't necessarily, or we find it hard to find the purity in like masculine. So go to the young age of just the purity of just masculine, just the purity before all of the conditioning comes, before the conditioning, just the purity, that pure essence of just innocent boy. And for those of us who are women, now let's own that innocent boy is wired, like innately, organically, physiologically wired very different to innocent young girl. Like boy is just wired differently, different hormones, different body parts, different wiring, different brain structures. You can do a whole lot of research on this. There's profound differences between men and women bodies, and just honoring the different. It's different. So let's just, there's a book, Alison Armstrong, Queen's Code, very simple read, and if it's of interest to you, it might be helpful, but there's a philosophy in that book that is kind of calling out that women will try to make men good women. Like we see all of masculine and all of men through our own, what makes a good woman filter? Like what would make a good woman has diffuse awareness. A good woman sees everything and can feel into her environment and knows what needs to be done here and can be very intuitive. That's a good woman, right? And so there's so many layers to this thing. So what I'm doing is I'm inviting us to let that innocent boy be the innocent boy, right? My grandson is 8, such a pure soul. Like, I love that comment. Yes, difficult to not place expectations on men, but like, yes, So just let's stay with that for a minute, and let's we're working our way into this thing. We're like an airplane, right? And we need a long runway. Like we need a long runway to get through our own conditioning around masculine. So feeling into that, and now let's say that young innocent boy, his authentic expression. So we talk a lot about this, like, I just want to be me. I just want to be authentically me. I want to be free to be as wild a feminine as I could be. I want to be free in my emotions. I want to be free in my intuition. I want to be free to be a witch. I want to be free to be a medicine woman. I want to be free to be a priestess. I want to be free to love. Right? Like my authentic expression. And so now feeling into, like, what if this innocent young boy's authentic expression is one-track mind? It's one-track mind. It's so focused. It's so profoundly focused. It's so mission-oriented. It's so goal-accomplishing. It's so much that I have one thing on my brain. And it's that one thing, and I'm gonna pour all of my energy, all of my effort into that one thing. No, I'm not gonna think about you while you're at home. No, I'm not going to think about the thing over here in my peripheral vision, because that's not the way that I'm wired. I'm wired for this. This is innately how I'm wired. This is how I give my gift. This is who I am. This is authentically how I operate in the world. It is very linear. It is very straight line. It's very focused. It's very mission-oriented. Very mission-oriented. That is just authentically, innately who I am. It is authentically, innately how I'm wired. And now, as this 8-year-old boy, I'm told that I have to be more aware of everything around me all of the time. I have to stop being so focused, and I have to think about my baby sister who's crying in the other room, and I have to think about the door that just opened and wonder who that is, versus just building my Lego set. I'm being told in a way to be different. So no, I'm not saying at all that it's not beautiful for masculine essenced individuals to have the capacity to have diffuse awareness in any way. I think that's part of what makes a whole human being whole. But our topic today is, what are we forbidding in the masculine? What are we harshly judging, not accepting? What are we forbidding in the masculine? What are we forbidding? Now, let's just feel into that, and let's feel into that same characteristic, that trait in your lover. Whether that be a woman or a man, I don't care. That trait is strongly developed in your lover. Strongly developed in your lover. Now, when your lover is with you and they have full focus right on you, right on you, right on you, they are fully with you, fully with you. Every ounce of their awareness is with you. Every ounce of their presence is penetrating you. Everything that they have is with you. That's pretty powerful, right? That's pretty powerful. I know that I want my lover to have that. I know that gifts me in ways that I cannot even begin to describe. That opens me in ways that I can't begin to describe. I feel seen, I feel held, I feel met. I think one of the number one things that I hear from women is, I don't feel met. I don't feel met. I just don't feel met. He doesn't meet me. She doesn't meet me. My relationship doesn't meet me. There's more. I don't feel met. I don't feel met. So, this is about us, right? This episode is about us. This is about us. I'm showing up here to give us some different things for us to feel into for ourselves. And so feeling into, how that one tiny little trait, and this is similar to how we did this with the forbidden feminine, that one tiny little trait, like how do we judge it in ourselves? Do you judge it when you get too focused? Too focused, you hear that like Freudian slip? Do you judge it when you get too focused and suddenly you don't hear the kettle boiling, right? Or the baby crying in the other room? Not even sure that that's necessarily possible for a lot of us, but where are we judging that in ourselves? Where do we judge that particular trait in society? Where do we judge that particular trait in other? And that's just like one, right? One. I want to just check our time. So we've got like 13 minutes. There's like a trillion of these things to go into, but I wanted to bring that one up because that was a comment shared at the very start. Another one that I've been feeling into is that word lustful that we used at the very start. And we don't have to use the word lustful. That's just one way of describing that. But feeling back into innocent masculine. And he starts to see beauty in the world. He starts to want to witness beauty. He innately, organically wants to start to witness beauty. He starts to witness beauty and it starts to fill him in a way. It could be beauty in a particular form. It could be the way something radiates. It could be the way something like shines a light. It could be art, certain forms of art. He starts to see beauty, and he doesn't want to be beauty. He wants to witness it. He wants to hold it in his awareness. He wants to take it into his eyes. He wants to breathe it in. He is again, innately, organically, he's deriving his own pleasure, his own fullness through witnessing beauty, through witnessing the dance of life through witnessing beauty. And then that beauty becomes feminine form. So that beauty becomes feminine form for him. We're just kind of playing along. Just keep bouncing around and see where your mind goes with this. Now, it does something for his system that he cannot even describe. To be able to take in beauty, to observe beauty, to witness beauty, to be present to beauty, to be present to life itself, the dance of life, the radiance of life, the light of life. It does something. It nourishes his nervous system. It nourishes his whole being. It calls him to presence. It makes him feel alive. It opens his heart. It does a whole lot of things for him. But then it's shamed. It's shamed. It's shamed. It's shamed. It's shamed in some way. It's forbidden. It's forbidden in some way. When that is just innately what fills him. And it is also innately how he gifts the world. So let's go back to, now this is my lover. And I'm a feminine essence lover, right? I'm full-on feminine essence lover. Yes, I can definitely do masculine essence for sure, but I love being in the feminine essence of lover. And I want that masculine trait and characteristic so strongly developed in my lover. I want my lover to ride my waves of life, like my waves of pleasure, my beauty. I want my lover to love my beauty. I want my lover to love my beauty. I want my lover to love my pleasure. I want my lover to love it, to witness it, to honor it, to cherish it, to swim in it, to dance in it, to observe it, to, right, breathe it in, to like, I'll go to the next level, to lick it, drink it, fuck it. I want him to do all of that. I want him to do all of that. That awakens huge aspects of my feminine. It awakens a whole different level of light in my being. It awakens a whole different level of pleasure in my being, a whole different level of life force in my being, right? It opens my whole being to that much more. And that's that polarization. So we start to talk about the polarization. And that's where all the juice and the magic gets created, is when one is holding one pole and the other is holding another pole. But through our own experiences and our own kinks and our own conditionings and our own closures and our own wounds and our own fears and our own absorbed, all of that stuff, the feminine, like what I have witnessed so often, is that the feminine is like, yes, I want that, but I can't handle that, or I'm scared of that. I want to be seen, but I don't want to be seen. I want to be met, but I want to feel pleasure, but I don't, right? There's it brings up all of the insecurities, like buckets full of stuff for us. But and this is why this is such a loaded conversation, and it's so hard. I wrote this post, and it's on our Instagram. So if you checked out our Instagram yesterday, I wrote this post, and I wrote a long time ago, and it was like, he penetrates, he pervades, he leaves her wanting nothing. He leaves her longing for nothing. Like, and it's really capturing this essence of, there's more to it, I can't remember though, but of this like longing and craving that the feminine has of being so fully met, being so fully seen, so fully felt. And we say we want that. We talk about we want that. But what's required to get to that is this really opening up to what is it that we are forbidding in the masculine? What is it that we are finding forbidden? This is taboo. This is wrong. This is, I can't handle this, right? I can't handle this. In the masculine, I can't handle that much energy aimed straight at me. That first trait that we talked about. I can't handle that much penetration straight at me. I can't handle that much directional force right at me. I can't handle it. I can't, right? You just feel into that for yourself. I can't, that's a whole lot, right? And then feeling into this devotion to something you can't even honor in yourself. This devotion to this insane amount of life, force, juice, pleasure, bliss, joy, love that pours through you as the feminine, that pours through you. A devotion to that, a love of that, and a wanting to witness that, observe that, hold space for that, be a catalyst to make that happen in you. Be that because it fills both of you. It fills both of you. And then going like, I can't handle that. I can't be seen like that. Or that's too much pleasure, or that's too much light, or I'm not pretty. Like we can go all the way down to like the lower levels of like, I'm not pretty. I don't feel comfortable. It's way beyond physical pretty. It's way beyond physical pretty. It's way beyond that. It's way beyond society's definition of physical pretty, right? That's garbage. That's not even what I'm talking about here. It's radiance. It's light. It's a radiance, it's light. And again, that can flow through any body. It doesn't matter if it's a woman body, man body. That doesn't matter, right? It's that. So this kind of reflective question in our last couple of minutes, right? Any aspects that we forbid in the masculine, we're hurting ourselves. Any aspect, any archetype that I deny, now I'm not talking about a distorted expression of an archetype. I'm not talking about a toxic expression of Mars. I'm not talking about a toxic expression of Hades. I'm just talking about like raw, pure essence. Any of those raw, pure essences that we deny, we're actually denying that of ourselves. We're denying that polar opposite of our feminine dancing with that. Or we're denying that masculine trait, essence, characteristic, archetype from being expressed in our lives through ourselves. Anywhere that we're forbidding what is raw essence, any of those that we're forbidding, we're denying ourselves of either making love to it, dancing with it, being in harmony with it out in the world, or in ourselves. And so this is loaded. This is loaded. We could do this for months and 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 probably still never even get to it. But it's similar for the feminine, right? So to kind of tie forbidden feminine into forbidden masculine and to feel into both of those, we talked about really reflecting on what aspects do we judge ourselves on. I'm too wild, I'm too much, I'm, the too much woman poem, I'm too emotional, I change my mind too much, I'm not like one track mind enough. I've all of those things that we talked about in the feminine, now feeling into them in the masculine, right? I'm too this, or it's too much this, or it's too that, or it's too that. And just kind of taking that step back and kind of seeing from like bird's eye perspective, what are we forbidding in our sons? What are we forbidding in our lovers? What are we forbidding in ourselves? And that's, we talk a lot about dark goddess, and dark goddess, that kind of territory is reclamation of all of that which has had to go underground, all of that which has had to been suppressed, repressed, oppressed, buried. It's the same with the dark masculine. And I feel like I'm watching us move through a society where we're forcing more and more and more and more to go underground. We're forcing more of it to go into underground, repressed, oppressed territory. We're harshly judging instead of saying, yes, that, but let's just clean it up. Like, yes, give me your potency, give me your penetration, but let's clean it up. Like, let's clean it. Let's connect it to the heart. Let's connect it to soul. Let's connect it to something higher. Let's let your penetration be divine masculinely aligned, right? Let's let it come from high love. Let's let it come from high service. Let's do that instead of just shut it down. Just shut it down. Just shut it down, right? It's wild. I spoke to a man yesterday and I was asking him, and I said, like, what is forbidden masculine for you? Like, when I say forbidden masculine, what is that for you? He's like, I kind of, Sabrina, feel like all of my masculine is sort of forbidden. Like, I kind of feel like it's forbidden to be masculine right now. I feel like it's forbidden to be masculine right now. And I can feel the pain in that, and I can see the truth in that, and I don't think that he is at all alone in that, and it's makes me want to cry. Yeah, wow. What a interesting, wild conversation episode this has been. I know on our last live together I sort of ran my mouth off, which I sometimes do way before anything's going on, but I said, I will do something for men. I will do something for men. Yeah. Or just the masculine. I think it will just be around masculine energy. So it could be for women, for men. But I'm feeling it, really, really feeling it. So, wow. All right. I am so grateful, again, to all of you who support ReWilding and in any way that you support ReWilding. So whether you're like monetarily supporting ReWilding via programs and retreats and all of those things, or you're here and you're subscribing to the YouTube channel and liking things and commenting and sharing it with others, like just huge gratitude and thank you so much for that. We're going to take next Saturday off. So it's Thanksgiving here in the US. My family is coming out to have a very small, just my sister and my nephews. So my nephews, what a good timing for this. And I think they're like top of mind. So to be talking about like innocent young masculines, there's 2 showing up in my house tomorrow. So we're going to take Saturday, next week, Saturday off. And we're also just going to kind of feel into things over here around what's going to serve going into 2021. We're also opening up Inner Circle. So that's the space where we go into 2 workshops every month. So it's a circle. It's typically closed. We open it up a couple times a year, and it's a way to kind of work with me and work with all these practices and go into all of the things that we talk about here on the lives and in the podcasts. So that's opening up soon. So kind of stay tuned for that. We'll be talking about that. I'm sure we'll do some sort of like wild, free, fun promotion. I'm kind of feeling like we did 12 days of circle last year. To kick off the new year, I'm kind of feeling like 7 days of circle, 12 days of circle, I think almost killed everybody. That was full on and it was beautiful and amazing. But I think we're going to shorten it to like 7 days of circle. So kind of stay tuned for that. If you're not subscribed to our newsletter, do that. That's where we share all the cool free stuff that we're doing in different retreats that come out and just kind of keep everybody up to date on things. And also like cool astrology reports go out in there. So that's just, Ingrid, I joined after 12 days of circle. Wasn't 12 days of circle intense and crazy and wild and beautiful? And so we definitely want to do it again, just not quite. Tiggs, 13 days. Come on, man, you're going to kill me. All right. So good to be here with you all. And I will see you when I see you. Oh, for those of you who want more and like you don't want to take a weekend off, Persephone retreat's still going on. So we're holding space for the Persephone online retreat right now, and we will be doing that through December 1st. So that's happening at the moment. If you want to just kind of stay tapped in and you want to deep dive and do some of this, like very much around masculine and feminine, all of these episodes, these last like 6 episodes have really been inspired by that particular body of work. So if that's calling, that's definitely an option to jump into. All right. I will see you where I see you, when I see you, and how I see you. So much love. Mwah.